Hi everyone, I hope you're all well. I'm so sorry if you see me squinting or what have you, because the sun is actually in my eyes. It's starting to get really nice and sunny now, which is lovely. I haven't done a talk it up video for a very long time. The last one I did was talking about depression and stuff like that. And so today I'm going to do another talk it up, and it's going to be about low self-esteem and low self-confidence. So I think I might do like a little series of this one because I have a feeling it's going to be quite long. So in this one we're just going to be talking a little bit about it and then also sharing my journey. As a child I was quite shy, and sorry, there's a lot of wasps around, and I don't think I'm sitting in exactly the right place because the wasps are all around, so I'm going to try and just block them out. Okay, so when I was younger, I was quite shy as a child. And being an only child, I guess I was... Being an only child, I was quite in my own company a lot. I had cousins who I used to like see and visit and everything else. I had an older cousin who I saw quite a bit, but at home it was just me. So I was used to being by myself. So as a child I would play by myself and, you know, make my own entertainment, etc., etc. I got into books, and when I used to go out I used to bring my books with me. And it was so funny because I'd be going to like parties or something and I'd have my book. So yeah, and even at school I did get on with, you know, I had friends and what have you not, but I used to always feel quite lonely. I used to feel lonely. I used to feel like I didn't fit in. I used to feel shy. I didn't really used to want to be part of, like, it's really hard to explain because I wanted to be a part of everything, but then I did want to be part of everything, but it was quite difficult for me to kind of make friends, although I had quite a few. So on the outside it would look like I was okay, but it wasn't. And as I grew older, like teenager and everything else, obviously you have the teenager angst, do you fit in, etc., etc. So I didn't have like that much of a great teenage years, really, as I can think about it. Like school, you know, I had like a group that we used to hang around with, but that's it. Like a lot of people, you know, I had arguments with a lot of people. I used to fight a lot. I had, you know, some people didn't like me too much. I didn't like some people too much, you know, normal school. And certain things and stuff and experiences that I went through caused me to kind of be inside myself a lot. And so going into later teenage years, you know, I had a lot of baggage, a lot of stuff had happened by that time. I wasn't really that happy. I did a lot of things. I made wrong decisions. I played up. I was quite a handful, I guess, for my mum. As an older teenager, I had my first son, and that was hard. I'm not gonna lie, that was quite hard. You know, you've got the whole taboo thing of having a child young. Obviously, I wasn't married. I was still quite young, and you know, feeling like a disappointment, etc., etc. Not that the baby was a disappointment, no way. For me, myself, I was obviously shocked. I was obviously shocked when I found out that I was pregnant, but you know, that bond and everything else started. So I was really happy when I actually gave birth, and you know, so at that time it was me and my elder. A lot of the time it was just me and him, and I would spend my time with him, and you know, so I just became more and more inside myself. So I guess with the shyness and everything else and forming relationships, etc., etc., and things that had happened, my self-esteem and my self-confidence and even my self-worth was really, really low. And being overweight and everything else, that kind of added to the whole low self-esteem thing, because you're looking at your body. Well, I'm looking at my body. I'm seeing what I don't like. I'm seeing things about me that... Sorry, there's so many wasps. Oh my gosh, I'm going to move. I'm telling you, I'm going to move soon. But yeah, seeing stuff that I don't like in the mirror, look at even my face, seeing things like, you know, obviously, oh, this this could change. I want this to change. I want to look like this. I don't want to be this. I don't want to be fat. I don't want to be overweight. So that caused a lot of low self-esteem as well. And like I said, a lot of the experiences and the things that had happened really chipped away at my self-confidence and my self-worth. As a child, a teenager and a young adult, I made decisions based on the fact that I had such low self-esteem. And it would cause me to be within myself, and also in social environments I feel myself, like deep down inside I get really panicky. Sometimes I have like anxiety attacks or panic attacks when I'm in a large group or something, and I feel that I can be socially awkward. Like if I go into a place where there's a lot of people, you've got some people, you call them social butterflies, and they'll go into a place and they'll just be the life and soul of the party. They'll be flittering around and they'll be like, hi, how you doing? Hi. And they'll be like going around and everything else. I'm not one of them people. I get on better when it's like with a small group or one-to-one or with someone who I really trust. But even then, when I have like really close friends, I found myself pushing them away. The depression I was feeling as well, that was part of it as well, like keeping myself isolated and everything else. But I would push people away anyway. It's really strange because when I try to explain it into my own ears, it sounds weird. Like you want to be like you want to work on relationships, but you push people away, and you want to be around people. You don't want to feel lonely, but you isolate yourself. So I can understand from the outside. It's quite hard to understand because for myself, it's hard for me to explain. But anyway, so I was saying that I would make decisions based on my low self-esteem. Like I would do things and, certain things that I'm not proud of, certain things that I wish I hadn't done, and certain things that obviously, I'm going to be honest, I regret doing. When you have low self-esteem or you have low self-confidence, or even low self-worth, I find it affects my everyday day-to life, because on every level, like as a mother, you have the mother guilt anyway, are you doing the right thing? But when you feel low in yourself anyway, you feel like whatever you're doing, is it right? And then obviously they're children, so they'll get in trouble, they'll do things at school, but you'll just feel that it's like because of you. And then I feel like I'm not a great mum. And then like the marriage, because I didn't feel good in myself, obviously my husband, I'm thinking, I'm questioning how he feels about me because I didn't love myself. I didn't feel myself as beautiful, pretty, gorgeous, desirable. Do you know what I mean? So I'm questioning him, like, why, when in the early days, I used to always ask him, why do you love me? And I didn't mean it like, do you love me? Why do you love me? Them kind of fishing things. No, I was really honest, like, why do you love me? How could you love me? Do you know that kind of feeling? Like, I don't even love myself. I don't feel that I'm love worthy. I don't feel that I'm worthy for love. So how can someone else love me? So that caused a lot of barriers anyway. And then the way I feel about myself, I'm going to be a little bit, this is talk it up. So I'm going to go a little bit ribbon. When you're married, you do married stuff, yeah? So when he would, what's the word I'm looking for? So if he would make advances, let's put it that way, because the way I feel in myself, I would feel like not desirable. So I'm hiding, or I don't want to show myself, or I don't want to, and hopefully people don't take this the wrong way or do whatever, but whatever you want to do, you want to do. Hopefully it will help somebody. They can do what they want to do. I'm putting myself out there, I know, so I have to be open to what people say or do. But like, part of getting over low self-esteem and getting over, self-confidence issues is that you have to stop thinking about what people think anyway. I don't know how I went into that diversion, but when you have that feeling inside yourself, you care about what people say. And some people like, I don't care what they say, blah, blah, blah. But when you have low self-esteem issues, honestly, you care what people say, because that's part of the problem. You think about too much about what other people think about you, what other people say, what you look like to other people. Some people are like that, like they don't care. And to a certain extent, that's a good thing, because you're living for yourself. Do you know what I mean? Not that you're selfish, but your life is yours. It doesn't matter if you look a certain way and certain people don't appreciate the way you look. You look like that. Do you know what I'm saying? You're individual. Anyway, I'm rambling on. So low self-esteem affects everything you do. Even if you're at a job, like when you're at work, you feel like, am I good enough? Can I do this? Can I do this job? There's other people that are better than me. And then even if other people are promoted, or they have promotions, or if you're going for a promotion, and it might really be just a simple fact that the other person was better than you. Not better than you because you're inferior, but because they can do the job better or they're more qualified. But it will chink at your inner self. It will chink at your esteem, and little knocks in life. Like, disappointments happen all the time, but they will feel like so personal. Or if somebody does or acts a certain way, it really cuts deep, because you already have that low self-esteem. So it affects everything. It affects relationships. It affects if you're studying. It affects, for myself, it affected my studying. It affected my even in ministry. It will affect you, because God is telling you to do something, or He's telling you that, you know, that you're capable, and that He has chosen you to do a certain job, or to do a certain task, or fulfill a certain role. And you're questioning that. You're questioning yourself. Can I do this? I can't do this. If it affects your ministry, it affects the way you actually minister as well. Because if, for instance, you have to talk openly, or you have to sing, or you have to, I don't know, you have to play or an instrument, or you do something where you're in the public arena, or like not public arena, when you're in the open, it affects you, because all the time you're trying, like say for instance, if you're singing, while you're singing, you're thinking all kind of thoughts like, I'm not good, or, you know, I'm doing it wrong, or I'm not doing this right, or excuse me, I'm getting tongue-tied. And so you're not ministering in the best way. Or if you need to talk, for instance, if you're gonna, even if you're just gonna give a speech, like, even if it's not ministry, even if you're just gonna give a speech or a presentation, in your mind, you're thinking so many thoughts that you can't concentrate on what you're actually doing. So it affects that. It affects so many areas of your life. And it's a baggage that if you don't get rid of, it can really weigh you down and stop you from just doing you, just getting on with your life. Even just like coming in a day like this, I thank God. Honestly, I have to thank God, and that I have come this far, because a few years ago, I wouldn't even be out here. I wouldn't even be on YouTube. I wouldn't even be out here. I would be at home. I used to spend 3 or 4 days at a time at home, not coming out, not doing anything, because of the way I feel. Now, like even doing the school run, I was incapable of doing when I was incapable of just walking down the road to the shop. Things like that, because it affects everything that you do. So talking about low self-esteem, like how it makes you feel. It makes you feel worthless. It makes you feel like whatever you need to do, you're not capable of doing it. You feel inferior. You feel like every single person, well, not every, you feel like other people are more capable than you. You feel like other people are prettier than you, or cleverer than you, or they're more desirable than you, they're more equipped than you. And if you focus on that, and you feel like that every day, and you tell yourself that you're not worth anything, you'll start doing things to, I can't exactly think of the word that will continue that feeling, because you will start acting in a way that you are worthless. You start acting in a way that you are worth nothing. And then guess what happens? Other people treat you that way. If you treat yourself with no worth, other people will treat you with no worth. If you act like you can't do it, they'll believe you can't do it. So they won't promote you, because they believe that you're not capable. Or they might want to, they might even see the potential in you, because a lot of people saw the potential in me where I didn't see the potential in myself. It's only now I'm starting to think, oh wow, you know, maybe I can do this, you know what I mean? But other people, they might see the potential in you and they might want to push you forward, but you're stopping yourself. So they might want to promote you. They might want to get you to do something. They might want to even allow you to do certain things, but you feeling that you are incapable, you feeling that you can't do it, is going to put a stop on that. So sometimes you might feel like people put you in a box, and it's true, people do that. People put labels on people put you in a box. They want you to do certain things, but they don't allow you to do other stuff, or they want you, like, you can do this but not go so far. But you put yourself in a box sometimes. You put yourself in a box, and it's very difficult to get out of it. You won't be able to see things. Low self-esteem affects your perception, the way you look at yourself, the way you view that other people see you, and the way that people do see you. Your perception, it affects your whole mindset. If you see yourself in a certain light or a certain way, that's how you will act, and that's how you will become. And it's a word called self-fulfilling prophecy. If someone says to you that you're this, or you say to yourself that I'm this, you become that. And it's very difficult after you've lived that life for a while. It's difficult for you to break out, because sometimes, like, the low self-esteem and the low self-worth and the low self-confidence, it becomes a crutch. It becomes a walking stick. It becomes a blanket. It becomes like a comfort, because you've always felt that way. And it can also become a excuse, a reason. I can't do that because I have low self-esteem. I can't do this because I have low self-confidence. And then it will just become an excuse. It will just become a thing. You will own it. That's me. And then you will never break free. You'll never come out of it. And you'll never be able to excel. You'll never be able to go further than what you allow yourself to go. You will never be able to achieve the things that you want to achieve. You might have a whole plan or a whole list of things that you want to do, but because the way you feel in yourself, and the way you see yourself, you won't be able to achieve them things. And then guess what? And when you don't achieve them things, you're just solidifying the fact that, see, I knew I wouldn't be able to do it. I was right. I couldn't do it. So, there's so many reasons why you don't achieve your goals. There's many reasons, many things that could be out of your control. But if you don't try, if you don't make up in your mind and say, look, I have a goal, even if it's one thing, even if it's just a simple thing as I've got to go to the shop and I've got to buy this, and you go out the shop and it's raining, push through, get an umbrella, get a Mac, park a Mac, whatever you call them things, and put it on and just do it. Set yourself certain goals, that not unachievable goals, because sometimes we have goals that are really achievable, and we have some goals that are going to take some work on. Sometimes we set ourselves up to fail because we compare ourselves with other people. We look at someone else and say, why can't I be like that person? Why can't I do that? That person can do it. And it's not envy or jealousy. It's not that at all, because you're not jealous of the person. You don't envy that they can do it. You're not even bad mind or red eye or whatever it is. It's not that. It's just that you really in your heart wish that you could do that as well. And you compare yourself to, like, oh, I wish I had hair like that person, or I wish I looked like her, or I wish I could sing like that person, or I wish, do you know what I mean? Whatever it is, I wish I could push weights like that person. I wish I could lose weight like that person. I wish I could put on weight like that person. I wish I looked like her. I wish I looked like him. I wish I had, I don't know, whatever it is. Like, we always compare ourselves to other people, or oh, I wish I had that job, or somebody's going traveling, I wish I could travel, or you put yourself up to fail, because whenever you compare yourself to someone else, you're going to fail, because you're not that person. There's only that one person. We are all uniquely made. We all have our own gifts. We all have our own talents. We all have our own characteristics. There's not one person who's the same as you. You might have someone, sometimes people say, oh, you have a twin, because you look like somebody. You could look like somebody. You could have the same personality as somebody, but you're not them. You're not the same. So you will always fail. If you're comparing yourself, or you're trying to be like someone, or you're pushing and pursuing for that, for the thing that you think that they are, then you're going to fail, because there's only one person who can do that. There's only one person that can be that. There's only that one person who can actually do that, and that's them. So you're going to fail. So you've put yourself up for failure already. Like, don't get me wrong. It's good to have goals. For instance, I'm on a healthy body journey. At the moment, I'm trying to lose this weight. And I have inspiration who I follow. I have people who have been my weight and lost weight, or I even have people who are much smaller than me who have lost the weight that they wanted to have. And I have people who have been on this journey a long time, and I have people who have been on this journey for a short time, and they're all inspirations to me. I have like a folder or what have you where I put like pictures, not of what I want to be like, but just to urge me along and to give me motivation. The same with any area of my life that I'm trying to achieve, or I'm trying to work towards. I'll have inspiration. I'll have people who have done the job or done the thing that I want to do. I will have them. That's no problem. I'm not comparing myself to them. Their motivation, their inspiration, there's nothing wrong with that. But the moment I start, oh, I wish I could be that person, or I wish I could, that's when it all goes pear-shaped. That's when it all goes wrong. But anyway, I'm going to stop here because it is getting very long. So in the next part, we'll talk about tools and ways that you can overcome low self-esteem and low self-confidence, low self-worth, etc. Thanks for watching. Bye. About low self-esteem, and it's going to be talking about low self-esteem and low self-esteem and low. So the first thing, in this one, I'm just going to be talking about I'm just going to be talking about it general. And then, as a young child, I would. Oh, I do. So anyway, the thing. What is that? Oh, a bike. Excuse me. You have thinking, oop, you would. Oh no, that's a silly analogy. What am I trying to say?